Good evening, everyone. It is a wonderful Monday, and we have a Division B West doubleheader. Game 1 is going to be Modo Miracle versus Team Showboat. Game 2 will be a doubleheader for Modo Miracle as well, as they will return to the stream to face Subject to Change. These are some of the teams in the higher end of the Division B West standings currently, so should be some really good games, I'm thinking. Really, I think any of these teams could probably beat any of the other ones, so no result would really be surprising to me. Game 1 of our matchup, Modo Miracle versus Showboat, was Team Showboat selection will be on Battlefield of Eternity. And Game 2 was Modo Miracle selection, and that will be on Infernal Shrines. While we're wait, who? We thought we had mostly everybody, but apparently we lost some people. If you drop in from time to time for the streams, Wednesdays should be a fun one. I sent out a tweet saying I would do a cast in a Lucha Libre mask, so I will be doing that Wednesday with, I think, some fun extras for our cast Wednesday. So if you want to see me make a fool of myself, Wednesday, 6 o'clock. All right, looks like we are ready to rock and roll. We have 10 people in lobby here. Let me just make sure everyone is good. So our blue team is Modo Miracle, having an excellent season. They are 4 wins, 4 draws, and 1 loss. They are 100% going to be in the playoffs, currently sitting in the 5th seed. However, the seeds, or the standings in Division B West in the middle is very close. I had to find that mute button fast so I didn't sneeze at you guys. Sorry about that. The standings in Division B West, especially through the middle, are pretty close. The point difference from 4th place Subject to Change to 7th place Knights of the Round is only 5 points currently, so Modo Miracle does play Subject to Change immediately after this. They could theoretically jump up to 3rd place or even 2nd place if things really bounce well for them. Hey Jason, let me know how my sound is, man. On the other side, Team Showboat, Modo Miracle having a solid season, Team Showboat having a solid season. They have been, since about the third of the way through the season, they have really been kind of the team to beat alongside Roll 1 Esports in Div B West. And both those teams currently tied for first place, 7 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Team Showboat does have the tie break over Roll 1, so they are currently sitting in first right now. Want to have those bragging rights, so Team Showboat really playing for top seed in Division B West. Modo Miracle is going to first ban Deckard Kane. We are starting to see more and more Deckard in these games. I know in some of the scouting I've been doing for my squad, he is popping up more and more, and the more people you talk to, especially when you get level 20 with the infinite flasks, he gets to be a real monster late game. He has a lot of CC, and the potions, of course, 2 serviceable heroics, but we won't see him this game. And first pick Hanzo coming out from Modo Miracle. Battlefield of Eternity is one of the few maps you're really seeing Hanzo really prioritized on because of his burn on the Immortal and how well he does with the Merc camps, which are a big deal. And the immediate Maiev ETC coming out for Team Showboat. So that is a lot of initiation, a lot of crowd control, and then a Garrosh Stukov. This draft is absolutely flying. So both teams really have a way to isolate out somebody for the explosion. And Genjo ban coming out for Team Showboat. And now Modo Miracle will have their selection for a ban. Whew. The meta is in such a place right now and they're going to go with the Cassia, not one I would have seen coming, although now that I think about it, Cassia is one of Yawner's comfort picks. Showboat does draft Cassia a fair amount, and he is very good on her, so at first blush, that Cassia ban seems a little unusual. That is 100% a research ban going up against Team Showboat. So Modo Miracle doing their homework there. 2 selections now for the side of Team Showboat. Yawner's also likes himself some Tychus, so I would not be surprised to see a Tychus to help deal with the Garrosh. I don't think they're going to be sticking Maiev in the off lane, so I imagine triple melee here. We're going to see a Jaina and an Alex, and they're going to leave that last pick as a flex. Going to leave that last pick as a flex so they can get a traditional solo laner if they want, or if they decide they need something else instead, they can go down that path. Modo Miracle has their last 2 selections now. Last 2 selections for Modo Miracle. It's going to be the solo lane. With Blaze off the board, I would imagine we're going to see Ghost Dunk on Sonya would be my guess, although you could go with the Thrall too. And then it's going to be some other kind of damage dealer more than likely. I've seen a mini resurgence of Vala lately. I don't know why. This is the map she's most viable on, but you're probably not going to pick her if you already got a Hanzo. So let's see what they go with. I expect a Sonya and something else, and instead it's going to be Tyrael Greymane. So kind of a couple metas ago, Tyrael Greymane was kind of the hotness. Still really good. And the Tyrael Sanctification is going to be an answer to the Maiev Warden's Cage. That's why they grabbed it. So that makes perfect sense. And now Greymane Hanzo gives Modo Miracle the race advantage for this entire match. So there is really not going to be a point during Game 1 where Team Showboat can 5v5 race the Immortal, because Modo Miracle will win that. So now Phoenix is going to be in the solo lane. He's really good in the solo. You're going to see probably Tyrael Phoenix, I imagine, square off in that top lane with the 4-man in the bottom. All right, we are off for Game 1. I don't really know if both comps have their advantages, to be sure. This game is really, I think, gonna come down to, if I were to guess, one of these team fights where Team Showboat attempts to execute the Warden's Cage, etc., either stage dive or mosh pit, either one you can do. Jaina, Phoenix, that whole thing. I almost wonder if they're going to do stage dive for the slows with the Purification Salvo. But where I was going with that was, I think this game is really going to come down to one big team fight, and it's going to be, can Ghost Dunk press that Sanctification R button at just the right time and eat all of the heroics from Team Showboat? or will Team Showboat be able to lock down and win a big team fight with their very wombo-y team comp? So for the red team here, Team Showboat, Kyrios on Phoenix, Lompico on Alex Straza, Yonners on Jaina, Blue Popsicle on Maev, and Axel Foley on ETC. For the blue team, Modo Miracle, Zombie Chris is on Garrosh, Marad is on Greymane, Sir Sean Sheep will be playing Stukov, Eric on Hanzo, and fellow caster Ghost Dunk in the top lane on Tyrael. So currently Ghost Dunk is all by his lonesome up there, as all 5 members of Team Showboat are here in the bottom lane, and they are ready to go. So a slight numbers advantage for Team Showboat. And there goes Kyrios. He will head on up to the top lane. On BOE, these early laning phases can be a little bit sometimes uneventful if both teams play a little bit conservative or a little passive. Not the case here, though. Sir Sean Sheep really using that AoE silence to zone away the members of Team Showboat. In the top lane with Phoenix's poke. Oh, there's a tether and a toss. Warden's Vault able to keep Blue Popsicle out of trouble. Power slide into the blizzard. Morad eats a lot of damage. The honors also, though, so both teams showing some low health bars here. And we'll check in the top lane here. This is going to be a lane Kyrios is going to win. Tyrael does not have a way to trade into Kyrios. The Phoenix will win this lane. So he just has to be careful of ganks, which aren't quite as prevalent on... I mean, you can see Ghost Dunk just really doesn't have an answer for this. So laning matchup hard in favor of Team Showboat here. So about 10 seconds till the 30-second warning. First, Immortal pops at 2 minutes 30 seconds. Neither team really posturing to the mercenaries at all. There's the teleport in. That's a triple tether into a triple power slide. Everyone able to get away for the most part. However, the blue health bars of Modo Miracle definitely on the lower side. Yonners is going to go back to the Hall of Storms, fill himself up on mana, prep for the Immortal, and I imagine on the way back he is going to probably stop at Mercs. So Modo Miracle is grabbing their Bruiser camp. The 30-second warning is upon us. And Team Showboat is rotating to theirs as well. Modo Miracle, it looks like, are they going to double up on the siege? No, you could tell they thought about it. In the end, decided that with their burn, they wanted to get on the Immortal as soon as possible, and I think that's a good decision. When you build a comp around racing the Immortal, you don't want to be late. You've got to get there and leverage your racing advantage. Now, I will say, so far, I assume with the Hanzo Greymane, the advantage would be heavily favored in Marad, but actually, Team Showboat burned that. They won halftime. I think I underestimated the damage of Phoenix here. So let's see how this goes. It's going to be really tight. No matter who gets this Immortal, it is not going to have much in the way of shielding. 9. 9 is the difference. So I did say correctly that Modo Miracle has the advantage in burn, but it's not as significant as I thought it was. Hanzo's, of course, will scale harder a little bit later. However, they're deciding to off-lane push, letting the Immortal go top, leaving Tyrael up there by his lonesome, and they're going to 4-man push in the off-lane. This Immortal with no shields is going to get nothing done. So I like this decision. I think this 4-man would probably get more down here with less defenders for Team Showboat than it would have with a weak-shielded Immortal. However, Team Showboat, they are just going to immediately turn around and counter-push. So now the team's racing here. I think Kyrios is going to have more tools to deter Modo Miracle than Tyrael is going to have to deter Team Showboat. So both teams on the fort. Both of these forts are going to fall. And their Groundbreaker. Oh, Kyrios had his teleport interrupted. He is silenced. He is very low. He is in a lot of trouble. And the scatter arrow able to confirm the kill. So nice job by Eric, not able to, or not letting Phoenix limp away there. And that is first blood going to Modo Miracle. They're currently sitting on about a half-level lead. The top fort, of course, has fallen. Ghost Dunk was really just a spectator for that. There really wasn't a whole lot he can do. Early game, slight advantage to the side of Modo Miracle. They were able to barely secure the first objective and first kill as well. Structurally, both sides pretty much dead even here. Neither side's bruisers have popped yet. However, this is a really nice move by Modo Miracle. They're going to try to catch Kyrios in rotation here. There's the stun. There's the silence. There's the flip. He isn't able to get him all the way back there. Oh, no. That is a lost opportunity for Modo Miracle. And now the side of Team Showboat is roading up, and Stukov is in trouble, and he is 100% going to fall. So what started as an excellent idea for Modo Miracle didn't quite get the flip onto Phoenix where they wanted him. Team Showboat rotated hard in force and completely decimated a Stukov who was split from his team while they were rotating to the objective. So, of course, halftime is secured for the side of Team Showboat. And it looks like nope, they're just going to race. They're going to burn as much as they can of this Modo Miracle, or nope, they're going in. This Immortal is going to be, I think, dead by the time they get over there. Yeah, and Modo Miracle realized it just a hair late. I think the call was just to go straight to the Immortal. Once those were spawned in offensive positions, they were not able to get there fast enough, and there really wasn't a way for them to get there fast enough to defend that. So it really didn't turn out, it's not going to turn out to be that big a thing, just a slightly stronger shields on the Immortal for Team Showboat. And there is a toss flip onto ETC, no hesitation from Garrosh. He does survive by using his W to proc some of that healing. ETC not so lucky. Tyrael is in the top lane, soaking as much as possible, and that leaves a 4-on-4 here in the bottom to defend the Immortal. Lampico will pop the Dragon Queen. This bottom fort is going down, and Tens achieved about a second first for the side of Team Showboat. We have Ring of Frost, Mosh Pit, and there is the Wailing Arrow into Team Showboat. That will deter them and force the withdraw, at least for the time being. Warden's Cage on the Maiev. And I didn't see what is Planet Cracker, which makes sense. You fire it straight into the Warden's Cage there. And, of course, Cleansing Flame for Alexstrasza. On Modo Miracle, we have Sanctification, of course. That's the really big one. An aggressive invade here. Hanzo a little bit behind. Now, if you're the side of Team Showboat, you're probably assuming Modo Miracle on one of the other two camps. If Jaina checks this, she could be in trouble. Phoenix is not with them, so this is numbers for Modo Miracle. Phoenix coming now, but they should be able to get this. There's the Warden's Cage, into the Silence, into the Ring of Frost. There's the Sanctification to eat all of this. Axel Foley initially had a one-man dance party. However, the Sanctification ended, and he did get some members to join him. However, ETC, Garrosh, the tank's the first to fall, followed by Maiev and Greymane. Everybody pressing their R buttons, and it ends up being a 2-4-2. Well executed by both sides, and Ghost Dunk was on the money with the Sanctification. So, first test of the Sanctification was absolutely a pass. If he did not hit that Sanctification, Modo Miracle is in a world of trouble. So it looks like Team Showboat will collect the bottom siege camp. Modo Miracle will collect their bruiser camp. And this is the kind of game I think we're going to see all night, because all of the teams we're seeing today, I can tell you from firsthand experience in Division B West, these teams in the middle of the pack at the top are very close, very competitive. So I think we're going to see 4 really good games today. Ultis, more... Oh, I have not done Modo Miracles yet. We have Go for the Throat, Dragon Arrow, Warlord's Challenge, Sanctification, and I don't know, Stukovs. It is Flailing Swipe. There is the Ring of Frost. Absolutely destroys Greymane, and the Planet Cracker splits Modo Miracle in half. Garrosh and Tyrael fall shortly after. 3 members of Modo Miracle down. Really well executed. Axel Foley and Yonner setting up that initial kill on the Greymane. And this is the first really decisive advantage we've seen for either of these teams. Let's see what Team Showboat can leverage into this. Hanzo's just going to go down here, put some damage onto the red Immortal, take down the shields as much as he can. Phoenix is in the bottom lane, cleaning out the Merc push for the side of Modo Miracle. However, with that 3-for-nothing team fight, the Immortal will, of course, be secured by the side of Team Showboat. Also gives them a level 13 talent advantage as well. Good patience here by Team Showboat, waiting for Phoenix to arrive on the scene.
The demon moves for the gates of heaven.
And I think if you're the side of Team Showboat, in comms right now you're saying, of course, keep wall, and then we're going to see how this goes. You don't want to overplay your hand and lose your advantage here. So, yeah, you're looking keep right now. The Immortal still at full strength, still has a small amount of shields left. And there goes the towers and the wall. 14 here. No level 13 for the side of Modo Miracle, so they're having to defend this down on a talent here. There's the tether and the Warden's Cage. Flailing Swipe to disengage. Ghost Dunk 100% on the money with the Sanctification. Absolute money Sanctification. Sir Sean Sheep with the Flailing Swipe to keep ETC's Mosh Pit away, as well as Ghost Dunk with the Sanctification, keeping the game alive for Modo Miracle. If they hit that wombo, ETC power slid in for the Mosh Pit. He was slapped away by the Stukov, the Planet Cracker, the Ring of Frost. Those were Sanctificationed away and got 0 value. So great job by Sir Sean Sheep and Ghost Dunk to really use those tools to nullify the engagement of Team Showboat. Really well played. Now they have the 13-15. They're going to try to take this while they're in the same talent tier. They're going to catch them in kind of a transit mode. There's the toss onto Kyrios. He is able to teleport away because the silence was just not quite on center. Maiev does get a tether. Axel Foley's going to be the first to go, shortly followed by ETC. Ghost Dunk currently sitting at like 6 hit points. He does go back in Holy Ground. He's going to get trade value on some people, though. It hits Maiev, Jaina, and Alexstrasza. Drops him low, but doesn't confirm the kill on any of them. That is a 3-for-1 in favor of Team Showboat. Also, in this top lane, we have double Merc camps pushing in onto Modo Miracle's core, so they are certainly going to be on their back foot. Now, their full team will be up. Their full team will be up here before the Immortal spawn, so they will have an opportunity to contest the objective. However, Team Showboat is already on, so they will have the opportunity to contest the objective after halftime. Team Showboat is here. They are already burning it down. They also have Mercs pushing down the bottom lane. So Modo Miracle in a rough spot here. I 100% know the onus on why that decision was made. They said, hey, this is the same talent tier. We want to catch them before 16. We know where they're going to be. Let's find them and fight and see if we can make something happen here. Now, time is on the side of Team Showboat here, they do not need to do anything. They have Katas pushing top. They have Mercs pushing bottom. So it is really on Modo Miracle to make something happen here. Otherwise, Team Showboat can just wait them out. However, the flip and the taunt into the Immortal taunt, Kyrios is isolated out and killed, and another huge Sanctification completely nullifies Ring of Frost. It does not, however, nullify Axel Foley's 3-man mosh pit. Tyrael goes down. So far, a 1-for-1. And a huge silence to Team Showboat being forced back. It looks like they are going to make the call to burn the Immortal as much as they can. However, Katas are going to start slowly accumulating in the top lane. The Mercs continue to push in the bottom. A huge initiation by Axel Foley. Nice job by Sir Sean Sheep to put the silence area out there. That probably saved Greymane's life. It really prevented big-time follow-up for the ETC initiation. However, Eric caught out. Dragon Queen popped again. Blue Popsicle with a nice Warden's Vault to avoid the stun from the Immortal. There's the Planet Cracker. That, although it says Alex Straza got the kill, that was really Kyrios coming back into the fray, securing the kills on Garrosh and Stukov. In the middle of all that, Greymane was forced to go back and clear out the Katas. So if you're the side of Team Showboat, you have to be thinking core call here, I think. This is an almost full strength Immortal. Greymane and Tyrael, they get absolutely isolated out by Axel Foley. Yawner's on time, on target with the follow-up. And game 1 will go to Team Showboat here. Until about halfway through, this game was 100% as close as can be. And the Sanctifications were all really good by Ghost Dunk, but it was just so much pressure on the Sanct. The last team fight that the teams had over the Immortal kind of showed what the issue with the Sanct was, which is he sancted away the Warden's Cage and the Ring of Frost, and right afterwards Axel Foley slid in with the big time mosh pit. So there were just so many tools coming out from Team Showboat that Ghost Dunk had the responsibility of trying to nullify with the Sanctification, and I think his Sancts were as good can be. Alright, so game 1 going to Team Showboat. Game 2 will be on Infernal Shrines. So we'll go ahead and get the lobby set up. So our first set tonight will be all Diablo maps. If you keep hearing me muting that mic, it's... Man, I just have this, like a chest cough. I can't seem to kick, so I don't want to cough at you guys. So if you hear me stop talking mid-cast for like 15 seconds, that's probably why. So a pretty entertaining game 1. Team Showboat did take control for about the last half of the game. However, early it was a really toss-up. Really could have gone either way. All right, so teams coming into lobby now. We will have game 2, and at the rate this is going, we'll probably have about a 10 to 15 minute break between our double headers here, as game 2 is not slated to start until 8 o'clock. So we'll probably take a couple minute break. That'll let me get some water and recover from all of this heroes here. All right, we're waiting for one more. Waiting for one more from the side of Modo Miracle. So Infernal Shrines is kind of the Infernal Shrines is kind of, in my opinion, fell into kind of the almost default competitive map nowadays. All right, so we do have 10 here. I think that's just really because it's a pretty balanced map. There's a lot of different ways, strategies teams can adopt to tackle this map when building comps. It's not particularly snowbally. It's not particularly prone to comebacks. It's really just a balanced map. All right, into the game 2 draft. I normally go on my game 2 spiel, which is game 2 drafts are fun, and even get longer series. You get to watch the teams adjust to each other, maybe targeted bans. However, at this point, last week of the regular season, the division's pretty much seen everybody. You've got all your cards out on the table, so there's not really going to be too much, I don't think, draft strategy changing between games 1 and 2 as far as targeted bans go. Team Showboat, they do eliminate Blaze once again. Blaze is a very solid solo laner. He can kind of flex over to the main tank role if you want him to, but most teams play him as the off. And Bunker is really powerful for a lot of different reasons. Team Showboat, they just don't want to see him, and he will not participate in either one of our game 1s or games 2. Now for the side of Modo Miracle, who do they not want to see? On Infernal Shrines with Axel Foley over on the side of Showboat. May have made sense after the last ban, but I would have, I think, taken out the Diablo, and that's why. I mean, that was an insta-lock on the Diablo. That's kind of his bay there, and he's really good on Diablo. I mean, last game his ETC was really good too, so I mean, I suppose you're just kind of picking your poison at this point. Okay, 2 selections for the side of Modo Miracle. The Stukov was very good last game. I would not be surprised to see them pick yet another Stukov. The Deckard, I was just going to say, the Deckard is available though. And they lock in Deckard, Kane, and Johanna. Johanna, this is kind of her map, maybe one of her better maps, because she can really help clear out the Shrine Guardians better than any of the other main tanks can. Most of the time, the main tanks don't do it particularly quick. Johanna does it very fast. And then we roll around with Yonners. Looks like he'll be on that Jaina again, and off-lane Sonya. So a big, burly, beefy front line for Team Showboat. And what's the ban going to be here for Modo Miracle? They do still have their support sitting out there, so you could target out the support. I imagine Modo Miracle might want the Stukov for themselves, so I would be surprised if that is a ban that we see. We did see Alex Straza last game, though, and she is better on Shrines than she is on Battlefield of Eternity. So maybe you take the Alex Straza out of the equation. And it is going to be the Alex Straza. After the play that Team Showboat had with her, that does not surprise me at all. And like I said, she's even stronger on Shrines than she is on BOE. I mean, the AoE healing and the Dragon Queen almost forces you to cede the objective. You don't want to fight into that if you can avoid it. And then also the percentage-based healing for Diablo, really powerful as well. Genji ban coming out for Team Showboat, and 2 picks here for Modo Miracle. I just realized I said they would not ban Stukov because they want it for themselves, but that doesn't make any sense because they already have Deckard. Obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm a little under the weather. I imagine we will see their offlaner here and some kind of damage, and then they can kind of leave their last pick to flex around whatever it is that Team Showboat's going to draft. You could go with a Thrall. Thrall goes into Sonya very well right now if they have a Thrall player. And instead they're going to pick both of their damage. Tychus, Tychus is a response there to the Diablo. He's going to try to tank bust the Diablo. Kael'thas has really good excuse me. Tychus has really good Kael'thas has really good clear for the shrines when the objective pops. So this is one of his stronger maps. It is going to be Stukov coming out for the side of Team Showboat. And last pick here, some other second backliner. Phoenix is still on the board. You could go right back to that Phoenix if you wanted to. That would not surprise me one little bit. Instead they go Hanzo. And, you know, the Hanzo is so you can pair off probably with a Dragon Arrow APOC. That's what they're targeting there. If you can synergize the APOC with the Dragon Arrow, it takes a little bit of communication, but it's a long time to lock down multiple members of the enemy team. So last pick for the side of Modo Miracle, it is going to be, of course, their solo. And let's see who it's going to be. Solo laner still left on the board. I think it's kind of gonna be Thrall. I think it has to be Thrall, really. And they go with Arthas. I don't know how I feel about the Arthas. He'll do a nice job of kind of glutting up the front line. His AoE slow, does a really nice job of kind of just clumping up the middle. It's hard to work your way through all that. So with the Johanna Arthas, that's going to be tough to initiate through for the side of Team Showboat. That's 2 big-time tanks. And if they give Deckard time to set up with the potions, all the more reason that composition for the side of Modo Miracle here would be tough to initiate into. So I think the team fights for the side of Team Showboat here, they're almost going to have to flank. I don't think they're going to just march through Arthas and Johanna. That's a really tall order. Arthas also does have a build where she can handle Sonya in the solo lane. So I would be curious to see how that matchup goes. But Team Showboat, Axel Foley on his signature Diablo, Kyrios is on Hanzo, Yanners back on Christmas Jaina, Lampico on Stukov, and Blue Popsicle onto Sonya. For the side of Modo Miracle, trying to salvage a draw out of the series, we have Zombie Chris on Johanna, Eric on Kael'thas, Sir Sean Sheep on Deckard Cain, Murad on Tychus, and Ghost Dunk on Arthas. You know, with a Johanna and a Kael'thas, the 4-man rotation for the side of Murad is going to be really fast. And with the Jaina, it'll be pretty fast out of Team Showboat too. However, with a nice stun on the Johanna there, with the Diablo, they being Team Showboat, they're going to be a little more aggressive. They have much more kill pressure in the 4-man in these early laning phase than Modo Miracle does. So Tyke is currently in the bottom. Haven't quite got synergized with their rotations. The Johanna is just trying to dismount the members of Team Showboat and slow down their rotations. So nice tanking there. Johanna has one of the best dismounting tools for tanks, is just using the flashlight to knock them off their horses. In the top lane, though, you can see Ghost Dunk struggling a little bit with the Sonya. At this point in the game, that is to be expected. He's just up here to hold out and soak. Both teams capture their Merc camps, their siege camps, at exactly the same time. These two teams on the same page. You know, speaking of Modo Miracle's comp, trying to walk into a Johanna Arthas, they also have to walk into all of those big AoE CC effects by Deckard Cain. So if Modo Miracle can get themselves into position first and force Team Showboat to try to force their way onto the shrines, I really think that's going to work in their favor. They don't want to have to invade the position of Team Showboat. They want Team Showboat to have to come into them. Team Showboat now, they are going on the bottom camp here, all 4 members here. Losing definitely a little bit of soak as Sonya is in the bruiser camp in the top. Modo Miracle not getting any camps. They are staying in lane and soaking. Zombie Chris does get initiated on. If he does not have his Iron Skin, he is in trouble. He does, and is able to get away bruised and battered, but alive. Nice job by Eric to not let Yonner simply take the Metro home. Disrupting that hearth. And in the mid lane, oh, I thought I saw a hero there. But so the side of Modo Miracle, they have a little bit of housekeeping to do as Team Showboat has prioritized the mercenaries. Deckard and Arthas here, however, the rest of Modo Miracle not. Kael'thas had cleanup to do. He is on his way now. And this is something that I'm very curious to see as this game develops. I think who gets to these shrines first is going to be really important. That's a nice 2-man route coming out of Sir Sean. Sheep on Deckard Cain. The Silence also on point by Lompico. And these two teams really going at each other here. Nobody dropping just yet, although the blue health bars do seem to be just a little bit lower. 28 Shrine Guardians for the side of Team Showboat, only 16, so I think Modo Miracle with Eric very low and only 4 left to get for the side of Team Showboat. They're going to have to concede this, and they were trying to, but Ghost Dunk was being knocked around by Diablo. So pretty clean play by both sides, nobody falling. However, the Punisher is secured by the side of Team Showboat. Zombie Chris doing a nice job of getting John Cena to jump over the wall into their defenses, and the Punisher will be burned down very quickly. And this has been pretty textbook so far. Early Immortal only securing the front wall. That's about what you want. However, Blue Popsicle, currently very aggressive, has invaded the siege camp of Modo Miracle. They don't realize it yet. Yonners is coming down here to help out Eric, though. Now he will realize. I think it's going to be too late, as Blue Popsicle has successfully stolen their lunch money in the form of the mid lane siege camp. Hanzo doing the other side, so they will have 2 Merc Waves pushing down the mid here. I'm curious to see if Team Showboat wants to just push with that, or they're... Nah, they don't seem to be posturing. I was just wondering if they were going to try to really abuse that double Merc. Instead, it looks like they're going to push bot lane. And that makes sense because the next objective will actually be the bottom shrine.
The Nexus. Interesting.
Alright, we are back. I had no idea what happened. Looks like we did not miss too much. Sorry about that, guys. However, the Mortar Punisher has been secured by Team Showboat, as they also secure a kill on Deckard Cain. So Team Showboat slowly taking control of this game. It looks like 4 kills to only 1 for the side of Modo Miracle. And they are pushing hard with the Punisher in the bot lane. Definitely, you have to be eyeballing Keith here. 2-level lead and a talent tier advantage for the side of Team Showboat. Zombie Chris also falls. I think this is too early for a core call. However, if you're Team Showboat, this is the time when you finish off the keep, you pull back, and you absolutely take control of this map. I lied. They went leap onto Kael'thas there. However, the Stay a While and Listen is able to keep Eric alive, not so much Ghost Dunk. So we didn't get a chance to talk about heroics really because of the delay. But we have Ring of Frost for Jaina, Apocalypse for Diablo. We just saw Leap on the Sonya, Massive Shove for Stukov, and Dragon Strike actually for Hanzo. For the side of Modo Miracle, Army of the Dead for Arthas, Commandeer Odin for Tychus, Stay a While and Listen for Deckard Cain, Phoenix for Kael'thas, and Blessed Shield for Johanna. So about a 2-level lead, a talent tier lead for the side of Team Showboat. They are moving into flank position here. Modo Miracle slightly overextended, and the Ghost Dunk has been selected as the target. He is being permaslowed by Jaina. The slow booger out of Stukov misses, however, it does not matter. Ghost Dunk overstepped just a little bit, and Team Showboat with the punish. Looks like they're going to rotate mid, push in with the mercenaries, and take even more structures from the side of Modo Miracle. The leap by Sonya interrupt what would have been an on-target Stay a While and Listen for Sean Sheep. However, his story only lasted a half a second before Sonya rudely interrupted it, and Team Showboat able to secure the kill on the Eric. Team Showboat really showing a four-man route there out of Sir Sean Sheep. They really favor this hyper-aggressive, pick a target out, isolate them up, and blow them up type of comp and initiation, and they execute it very well, really showing why they've been consistently at the top of the Div B West standings. And though Modo Miracle lost game 1 and they're a little bit behind here too, they're a really solid team. This is just it seems like Team Showboat is just on form right now, and they're really playing well. The Modo Miracle is able to secure their own bruisers before the invade from Team Showboat. I think Modo Miracle has the right idea. You can't contest 16 to 14 on this. So they're opting to soak as much as they can in the off lane, while in the meantime Team Showboat, knowing that they are going to push for experience, they opt to free push in the mid. So they leave Sonya on the objective. She will clear out the Shrine Guardians, while the rest of Team Showboat preps this mid keep for the inevitable assault that's coming. Modo Miracle can't let them take this keep for free, so they are forced to respond despite not having 16, and I don't think there is a way for them to secure level 16 before this fight here. So you want to see Johanna, there she is out in front. Ideally, you want to bait the Punisher between the two keeps if you can. Pull it up to where both can fire. That's the preferred way to do that there. Commandeer Odin does come down, and they are forced to take a 16 or a fight without 16 here. And this keep is already done. This fight is for game. Only one man, Johanna, caught in the Ring of Frost. She is able to get out. However, on the backside, Eric ate the full power of the Dragon Strike, and down he went. Zombie Chris doing everything he can to hold Team Showboat at bay. However, this one is quickly falling. A big stay a while and listen to buy some time for Modo Miracle. However, only 2 members up. Now only 1 up. Deckard Cain is but an old man, and he will not be able to solo defend this keep. Game 2 going to Team Showboat, and they really showed off why they are currently sitting in first place in our division. So let's see if we can get somebody in here for an interview. All right, well, we got the match summary up on the screen. We'll see if we can get Yonners or one of his teammates in here. Both of those games kind of followed the same script, actually. They were pretty close through the first half of the game or so. And as the game continued to develop into the mid and the late game, Team Showboat just slowly took control of the game. Was really well played by them. Yeah, Modo Miracle had their moments too, but I can tell you from my experiences with Team Showboat, maybe their biggest strength as a team is once they kind of get their hands on the game, they really don't let it go. And they didn't let go of either game there. So once they took the advantage, they ran with it. So still waiting to see if Yonners or someone wants to get in here. We'll give him another minute or two. Checking out these stat screens here. Trying to see if anything really jumps out at me, and the big thing is the 13-2 kills, right? That's the number one thing that jumps out at you. But other than that, I mean, no numbers exceptionally huge. Maybe the healing discrepancy between Stukov and Deckard, but I think that could be attributed more to the late game level differential between the two.
What's up, Mongoose?
What's going on, Yonners? How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. I was watching your stream, so.
Oh, cool. Oh, well, good showing for you guys. Really kind of hanging in there in your long-term duel with Roll 1 to hold on to that first seed, huh?
Yeah. We kind of lost our groove last week, but I think we got it back.
Yeah, I heard, was it Systematic took a game off you guys?
Yeah, dude, we got stomped by Divine 9, and then Systematic was hard. Last week was a hard week, man.
Yeah, I mean, Divine 9 is solid. Certainly no shame in that one. But the Systematic one, they're a little lower in the standings and have kind of been a little more up and down. So that one surprised me a little more. But Divine 9 the last couple of weeks has really been on fire.
Yeah, they have.
It's
a bad week, dude.
Yeah, we all have them, man. Our bad weeks were week 1, 2, 5, and 6. Let's talk about that game 2. Insta-lock on the Diablo. Are you surprised he's getting through? Because I think word is starting to spread through the division not to let Axel Foley get his hands on Diablo.
Yeah. First game, they didn't pick him. So we almost picked, or they didn't ban him. We almost picked him, but we didn't. Which is good, and we won without him, and which is pretty solid, you know. Axel was pretty awesome in Diablo. Second game, I don't know why they didn't ban it.
I don't know why they
I
didn't
told
ban
him the whole
it
time,
either.
I was like, pick show Diablo, spam ready.
Yeah, even there were a
Shove it
couple
at
of couple comments in the Twitch chat too. I'm surprised they let Diablo through, and I was saying the same thing. And I mean, I understand the Maiev ban with what you guys ran in game 1, but I still think it had to be the Dibbles.
Yeah, it's fine.
So you guys have one set left, is that right? Or you guys?
That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
So I think that
Yeah,
secures you guys first place because you have the tiebreaker over them.
Roll one. Roll one is even with us right now, I think.
Yeah,
So
but
if they win-
you guys beat them 2-0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So I guess that if they win their
So
games.
I think if my math is right, and that's no promises there, but I think that gives you guys first place off of a pretty solid season. What is your first season as a team in NGS? Do I remember right?
Yeah, Lampico's played in Cherry League before, but yeah, it's our first season. I just
So-
play Hero League all the time.
What was your guys' first impression of NGS this season?
It was fun, dude. It's a lot better playing in the NGS than just playing the game normally. I can tell you that much. It makes
Yeah.
it worth something, you know.
Yeah, for sure. The games are better, and the sense of community and everyone having a good time with it is.
Yeah, met a lot of cool people too. Just like I guess I wouldn't talk all that much, but you and Jason and just the captains of the other teams, you know, everyone's pretty cool. So.
Yeah, and one of the things you don't see on the streams is the scrims the teams have off to the side, because we've had some great scrims too. But so some good games, even if they're not counting for anything, you're getting all kinds of good games and scrims with other competitive teams too. So it's lots of fun.
Yeah, it is. You know, to face Cho'Gall in Team League.
Any closing thoughts?
Not really. I'm glad that. Feel bad for Modo, but I'm glad that we got our group back, because we got it was a rough week, man. We were all kind of not sure what the heck was going on, and then it was good. It's good. Good week.
Well, if everything goes well for us, I will reach out to you about scheduling next week, because it will probably be the 1-8 seed.
Okay. Sounds good, man.
So
Thanks for casting.
yeah, man. And it's the first time I've had a chance to cast you guys this year, so it was fun kind of casting teams you're familiar with a little bit.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back and watch it.
All right, man. Have a good night. We'll catch you later.
All right, later, man.
So Yonner is from Team Showboat, securing, I'm pretty sure, first place in Div B West. We're going to take probably about a little 10-minute breather here before our Game 2, which will once again feature Modo Miracle, this time playing Subject to Change. Game time about 8 o'clock. We'll come back online shortly before that. So hang tight for some more heroes.